The new channel. The new channel. Hashtag TNC Now.
The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following shows are those of the host, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the new channel. Our passion transforms the community channel that sees all things new. I'm Coach Celia Jacobs, streaming to you live in Southwood City. Good evening. You're watching Business Brews and Beyond on the new channel. Hi there, everyone. Good evening, and thank you for joining me on the second episode of Business Brews and Beyond here at TNC. So let me tell you about Business Brews and Beyond. We are a show that is all about empowering creative entrepreneurs and freelancers, everyday people, to help you define your grind and upgrade. Our goal is to create a ripple effect of kindness and support through the power of connection and collaboration. So I hope you stick around because I know you will be inspired by our guest today. Okay, so let me introduce my guest. She's a very, very successful and talented creative entrepreneur and empowered Filipina who is showcasing her designs in the global spotlight. Marjorie Carlet Edmonds is the CEO and head of designs for Carlet Edmonds. She is also a global motivational speaker. Her life objective, created for greatness. She aspires to inspire others to achieve their dreams. So it is my pleasure to introduce a fellow empowered Filipina in the global spotlight, a Filipino creative entrepreneur. Let's all welcome Marjorie Carlet Edmonds, or Ate Marge, to her CE Warrior followers. Hi, Marge.
Hi, everyone. I'm so excited. So
Hi,
legit. I
Marge.
saw the intro. It was so exciting.
Oh my God, it's been a while since we've spoken about this idea, and I'm really glad that we were able to do it here at TNC, where you will be, seen by so many, of Filipinos who are really aspiring for something, for greatness, and that's your thing, right?
I know. I think everybody is great. They don't see it yet.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you don't see it. It doesn't mean it's not there. It's always
Yes.
there. Yeah.
It's always there. Okay, Marge. So let's start. I'm so excited, and I know that you can tell us so many, stories about how you were able to grind outside the country. But can you please define us your grind? What is it that you're doing? Your passion, your influences. Yeah, the floor is
I
yours,
think
Marge.
I'm so passionate about service. So, but it doesn't matter for me what service it is as long as I have it in my heart. So the first one, it started 2013 where I started a clothing line, a clothing business called Carlet Edmonds. And that was started with $250. So $250. And I basically produced something for $250. And in a matter of a week, it triples. So it became,
Wow.
triple $250. So that's $750. And then after that, it tripled again until one day my local seamstress said, I cannot handle your production. So you have to go to somewhere else because we are just, a mom and pop store. So I end up going to Los Angeles, knock all the doors
Mm.
on the big factory, and then finally some money let me in. Usually the small independent designers, it's hard to get a company to open their doors like factories, right? Because it's so small, they don't really care about our money. But this one lady, she just decided, I think you're gonna be big one day, so I'm gonna take you in. So they took me in and they produced for me, and that's how that company started. It's called Carlet Edmonds. It's a clothing brand, and it's basically swimsuit cover-ups, scarves, anything that's easy to put on. Because I'm a mom, I felt like if I have something nice to put on, even if I'm wearing jeans and t-shirts, and put on a scarf or put on a kimono, I felt like I'm elevated in some way. So that's what I sell for like a long time.
Wow, somebody saw the potential, the greatness in you, put a bet on you, and made sure that you will, you will be seen or shared to others, because sometimes that's what we need, someone to believe in us first, right? In order,
Yes.
yeah. And I think that's great, because from 250, then now you're like a big, something that people can aspire for. You're the things that you've been doing. I think you've been um showcasing some of your designs in Beverly Hills. And
Yeah.
where are you usually showcasing your
It's
designs?
in a high-end boutiques in Beverly Hills, Napa Valley, a lot of cities that you might not familiar with, but every city in, especially in California, there's always this one that carry high-end products, right?
Okay.
There's this one called Holiday Boutique here in Fresno, which carries really high end products. And what it is, rich people would go, it's a charity store, but rich people would go over there, and then you have a personal shopper. And then one of my stuff is in there. It feels good. Hospitals too. Hospitals are very, almost like considered high end, because when you go over there, there's nothing cheap in the hospital boutiques. So
Yeah.
hospitals is something that likes my product, and I think the story behind it is just so amazing that people, gravitate on it more, and that's really exciting during
Yeah.
especially the climbing part of that Carlet Edmonds. We've experienced amazing high and amazing joy doing this.
Yeah. I saw here that there's like a fashion show happening. What's all this
Yes,
about?
the raw artist is basically up and coming artist in Beverly Hills. This is
Okay.
about maybe 3 years ago, I believe.
Okay.
So they invited artists. So there's two designer that invite during this show. So one me and one other designer. But I'm the only, when I look around, like I'm one of the, I think I'm the only Filipino there
Okay.
showcasing. And that was like in Los Angeles, and it was really cool because the the runway is underneath it is a bar.
Yeah.
So it was, I thought that was the coolest concept of a fashion show,
Yeah.
the bar is underneath, and then when we're walking, it was really cool. It was
Yeah.
when it comes out, it's just like amazing.
So, what do you feel as knowing that somehow you are one of the very few, like Filipinas, showcasing some of your collections abroad? Because that's big. That's very big for us, especially those are the
Yeah.
things that we aspire for, right? So,
Yeah.
did you plan this? Did you do something very intentional? What was your strategy? Can you share us something about how you were able to reach your position right now?
It's taking this step one step at a time. A lot of people doesn't know what to do. Okay, so example, I wanted to be a doctor, and I want to be a designer, I wanted to be this, I wanted to be a YouTube star, or whatever it is, that, or a famous blogger or vlogger. And a lot of people only see the end, but then doesn't know what to do in the middle. So
Yeah.
the most important thing is understanding what is the step in front of you. So when I was starting Carlet Edmonds, okay, I have at one point I didn't even have the $250. So I said, okay, I don't have the money, but I have the time. So I put 3 to 6 hours every day and I research what I want. If I want to be a designer, I better know the term. I
Yeah.
better know the lingo, you know. Alam mo ko dapat kung ano yung mga salita na ginagamit nila dun sa
Yeah.
industriya na yon.
Yes.
Yun yung ginawa ko. So I researched, and then after that I have $250, and then I use that money. Okay, what's the next step? Okay, finding fabric. So then I went to San Francisco, find fabric. It might not be the best thing that I'm finding, but as I find the small step, it gives me a leverage to go to the next. And then until all of a sudden I woke up, and even my husband didn't believe in me. So my thing is, you are responsible to believe in your own dreams, because sometimes even the people around you doesn't believe in it. Even my mom and my dad, I remember when the first time, they believe in me, but they didn't really want to show it, or it just like they're scared to show it because what if it fails, right? But I just become my own cheerleader, and then all of a sudden they woke up and it's like, how did you do this, you know? And I said, I did it like slowly at a time. And then they kind of like start believing. People doesn't believe in you when you're small, and they want the big and grandeur thing. I was just looking at Project Nightfall, which is Aegon. You probably heard
Yeah,
about.
Aegon. Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
met him.
Aegon. So I met him in Bali, but I just saw one of his posts and said when he was smaller creator, nobody cares. But he's the same creator now, maybe a little better.
Project Nightfall, right?
Yeah. And so a lot of people only look at you when you are big, but sometimes the grandeur doesn't. I'm still the same person. Most of us that made it or considered made it. One of the biggest, the funny part, I remember the camera following me for a whole day in LA.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I come home and I'm still washing my own dishes. So I just kind of felt like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah,
Reality bites.
I know. So it's just like sometimes the ego goes beyond the
Yeah.
dream, but the dream is always service to people.
Yeah.
So at that time, I felt like I was servicing the people, not just with my clothes, but the inspiration that comes with it, right? That we can make it. We can figure this out. So that's what I wanted to tell people. Like you can figure this out because
Yeah.
you got what it
Wow. The step that you took was very intentional. For some reasons, it's also similar to what I did. I also started something. It's a cloth. It's not a clothing line. It's like statement shirts business that
Yeah.
evolved to a corporate giveaways and stuff. And it started in the Middle East. And I brought it here, and so many people doesn't believe that I might make it here also. And there are people saying, "Oh, there's almost everyone is doing that. Well, why
Yeah.
bother? Why start?" And I'm very patriotic, so I use brown roots, meaning lahing kayo manggi.
Yeah.
And
I like
everybody was saying, yeah, most of the people, they're saying, no, you'll not make it. At the end of the day, it's my money, it's my
yeah.
dream, it's a passion that I've been dreaming of having my own company to be set up, and people
Mhm.
will be wearing statements how that they're proud to be Filipino, and
Yeah.
they've worn that in the Middle East. They're wearing taga Mandaluyong or
Yeah.
Bicolano ako and all those, and I'm
I
happy
like
when I see
those
that.
things.
Yeah, when I go to the marketplace, I saw someone, and I know that that's my design, and I will just wink or like smile.
Yeah.
And when you do that, and when you follow your dreams, I remember mentor Francis Miranda said, "Ready, fire, aim." Sometimes you just learn how to do it when you're already there. You just go there, ready, fire, aim. You're not ready, aim, fire, because the aiming keeps us, it's like analysis paralysis. Every time you think
Yes.
or overthink so many things,
Yeah.
it's like it's very difficult. And for me, it's better that I believe in myself. I
Yeah.
know that I can find ways, and like you were able to find the right, things that you needed so that you'll be able to set up the business.
Yeah.
Wow, that's super super cool. I would like to ask. So now that we have like this pandemic happening,
Mhm.
and then so many things, people are impacted with so many uh, uh, up downs or whatever
Yeah.
roadblocks, we can say it, roadblocks. What is it that you did to be able to bounce back, maybe pivot or something? Maybe you can share us some of the things, because I know that my thing also, it's not an essential. How would you, why would you, why would you buy a shirt or whatever first because of the pandemic? But in
Yeah.
my mind, I'm still thriving, and I find I found a way to be able to, maintain and thrive
Yeah.
in the business. But what is it that you did to bounce back?
Well, one of the things that I did is I pivot, right? So I always believe in service, right? I felt like if I wanted to sell something, it has to be right here. Every
Yeah,
entrepreneur has a different goals and a different way of providing that to the world. But for me, it was really hard because everything shut down, especially in the beginning, 2020, and the factory keeps shutting down and things are not working out right. And I felt like my heart is like, it's so hard to sell a scarf when everybody is locked down in their house, right? And so I said, okay, I got to do something and I have to do something big. The thing about it is never be scared. It's so hard to it's hard, it's so easy to say it, but it's so hard to do, right? But really is, being scared is like doing something when you're afraid. And so I decided, okay, I'm stopping the clothing line because that is not something that my heart is passionate about. But what I realized, what my passionate about is housing, because now we need more housing than ever. So I decided to pivot and change to, it's called flipping here, but in the Philippines, it's probably called buy and sell. So I decided to buy and sell old houses. So I buy old houses, I redesign it, and then I sell it.
oh,
The thing about life, and I've learned this in a very young age, is that you have to learn from the last job, because the last job or the last position you're in is going to take you to the next position. So when I was 15 years old, I know I have to be the best hamburger flipper in the hamburger joint. I need to be the best fryer, because I know the next step is going to be greater. And if I don't become good, if I just treat this as it's nothing, right? So every step of the way, you become better and better and better. So when I was designing clothes, what I don't know what's happening, I was getting so good at designing clothes that I'm actually use that to design houses. Now on clothes, you're only using maybe a couple $1,000 for production. In houses, you're now minimum 40,000, $50,000. So can you
wow.
imagine, you just practice. So on my mind, it's like I just practice on clothes because the bigger payoff, it's still on the horizon. So
Yeah.
instead of selling clothes, I decided to buy old houses, fix it, right? Fix it, and then sell it. And then that's when I said, okay, I think I hit it. It's not like I hit the jackpot, because everybody was so scared to buy houses during that time, but I was able to go ahead and buy and ride the wave of, as you know, I think everywhere in the whole entire world right now, real estate is up like almost like 100%, right? It's just San Francisco is doubling, and same thing with that. I didn't know what I was going to do. So I know the next step is attach myself to the biggest and brightest of this industry, which is called flipping houses. And so I end up joining a Asian hustle group. And then from there on, I was able to find the key people in San Francisco, which is the multi-million dollar flipper. And I attach myself to them, and they teach me ways. A lot of people is gonna tell you no when you're trying new things, because they're not gonna give you the knowledge that they have. But in reality, is there's always one or two people that's going to help you along the way. So find those key people, because those key people is gonna be your major role players, right? and always don't always take, give. So I'm good with design. So when I met the big people, I said, hey, you're giving me this information, but guess what, if you have issues with design, I can help you with that for free. So you don't always take, you also give in a table, but find a way to find your strength, because that's your currency to the world.
Yeah. Oh my God, I love that. Collaboration is the key.
I know, it's really is. It's
I,
crazy.
I love that the strength. Yeah, find your strength because that will be your currency. Why try to you look for so many things when you in your heart you know that you have the resources, which is your strength, your skills, or something that you can offer. You know the
Yeah.
world. Yeah, and that's so cool. And also that's another thing that I'm very I focus on whenever I start a business. I try to find mentors or people who can help me. Because
Mm.
why discover it yourself and it's already been discovered. You
Yeah.
just have to, connect yourself with the right people, the right
Yeah.
tribe, right? Okay, that was cool, but flipping, that's another word that I think everybody, some of us knows that, but it's not being
Yeah.
used because here it's always buy and sell, you know.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, you
So
can
it's
flip
called
anything,
flipping.
right? You said you can flip anything, right?
Yeah, I think it's buy and sell for the young. I guarantee you, young people in the Philippines know it because it's a common word. Flipping is buying something and you're selling it for more money. So that's basically
Yeah.
what it is, buy and sell, right? Flipping money. So it doesn't matter if you learn the skills of buy and sell. If you learn the skills of what we call flipping, so I could flip a mug the same way, the same skill that I could sell, buy this and sell this is the same exact skills, but in a bigger, like just a bigger number, right? It's the same skills that I'm using to buy an old house, fix it and sell it. It's the same skills. Even with my clothing line, the same manpower that I have, the skills that I've learned to handle my people, handle budget and everything, it's the same exact skills that I was just able to transition real quick to flipping houses. So like what I said, I'm gonna go back to that again. If wherever you are in life right now, to the people that's watching, be the best at that, because being the best at that, it really put you in a position of greatness. Like, because you're so great on what you're doing in this current position, that there's just a matter of time, it's going to elevate you to the next one. So don't discard those little moments, because those little moments, the same energy that you put in them and the same learning, you're going to use that to the next. A lot of people forget that. They just wanted to see the big payoff, but it's on the little payoff that you learn, and you learn hard matter most is how's your learning process, how's your heart, those, how's your motive. Those are the things that you need to think of, even in the smallest scale. Like, I don't care if you have $10 or you have $1 million. If your heart is not right, $10 is not going to take you anywhere. The $100 million not going to take you everywhere. But guess what, if your heart is right, it's going to take you somewhere, because you're going to make better decisions to take you there.
Wow. Which leads me to one question. Why do you do what you do? What's the
Yeah.
purpose? What really is your purpose in life? Sometimes, for example, we need to, some of us wants to um, share something to the community or leave
Mhm.
a legacy. I know you're a very good motivational speaker. Why do you do what you do? What's your purpose in life?
I think because I also been in a place of lack. I remember in the Philippines, we were growing up, and I'm also in a position. I'm not the, I, and let me just be clear with this. I'm saying this to let you guys come into my life, okay? So I know I'm pretty. I know I'm pretty.
Yeah.
But some other people doesn't know I'm pretty. They get it? Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I know I'm pretty. There's no question about that. My husband know I'm pretty because he married me, right? But there's other people that doesn't know I'm pretty. Same thing with being smart. I know I'm smart, the people around me know I'm smart, but there's some other people doesn't, just having a brown skin doesn't make you smarter to them, you know?
Yeah.
And so my goal in life is to let other people know, hey, guess what? There is no secret. Really, there's no secret. The only thing is truly understanding who you are. And through my businesses, I hope people understand that I am from nothing and grew this much, you know? Not because of the color of my skin, right? Because in reality, I don't have that privilege. My kids are half, you know, half black, so I have to show it to them that, hey, the color of your skin is never a guarantee that you're gonna make it there. But if you believe in your heart, if you believe in your heart, and if you know that you can, it's so simple. Yeah, it's so hard. Why is it so hard to grasp, you know? So that's what I wanted to give to the world. It's like, it is not easy. Yes, I do understand that. But it's also not that hard if you understand the simple fundamentals of life, which is really truly believe in yourself, really truly believe in your dreams, never find an excuse. Excuse is just an excuse. And just don't take it too personally when the life knocks you down. Don't take it too personally, because it's through that you can understand the way out.
Yeah.
Find the love for failure, find the love for learning. So that's my goal for people to understand. And I want them to take me as an example. I don't want them to be like me, right? Because I'm the only me, they're the only there. I want them to stay unique, but find a ways to get inspired by other people. And hopefully through my story, through my businesses, that I was able to inspire them in a way. And that's my true why. It's not even
Wow.
it's not even my kids. You know why? Because my kids is living with me. So no matter what, my kids are already positioned for greatness because they see greatness every single day, right? My thing is the other people kids that doesn't see greatness every day. And that's what I'm here for. I mean,
Wow.
it's such an absurd, like, wow, you're full of yourself kind of thing. But if I'm not, then who will be, right?
Yeah. Somebody has to do it, right?
Yeah. And it's
Well,
true love.
yeah.
It's really true love. And I will you be kind. That's why I always tell
Wow.
people, you love, you be grateful, you be kind, and the rest will take you there.
Oh, the universe, will meet you there, right?
Yeah.
I'm so happy because from the first time that we started our conversations, we were able to, I think same wavelength of some sorts, but I was able to see how you are inspired to help other people. But now, listening how you are trying to help others also to fail forward, not to be afraid of failing,
Yeah.
like sometimes I always say, fall 7 times, stand up 8. We have to be ready to always be always have that extra standing up, skill. Because
Yeah.
every time that the world or anybody rejects us, let's not take it personally.
Yeah.
It's part of life. And speaking of that, I think we're going to have a short break, but we will talk about your channel and that the time when we were talking about how we are helping people.
Yeah.
You were sending balikbayan boxes in the Philippines.
Yes, I'm
right?
telling. When the world is falling apart, I'm like
Yeah.
sending balikbayan box for free in the Philippines.
Yeah, and let's talk about that. But I think
Yeah.
we're on for a short break. So
Okay.
yeah.
Have you been dreaming of launching your own podcast but don't know how and where to start? Let ValuePod Productions podcast editing and management services help you effortlessly launch, syndicate, and grow your podcast. Message us at facebook.com/ValuePodProductions. ValuePod Productions podcast editing and management services, humanizing personal connections through podcasting.
Hello, everyone. Wow. Thank you for our sponsors and all those people who are watching us right now. Thank you. Thank you very much for watching the second episode of Business Brews and Beyond. We are going to talk about, collaboration, how we are trying to pivot or bounce back from this new normal that we're in right now. And we are being graced by a very special guest who is trying to show us how we can achieve greatness. But before that, let me show you what are the shows that you can also try to tune in when you are here at the TNC channel. Wait. Okay, so please watch the shows because we are really preparing so many things for you. TNC is a live stream platform of online shows for people on the go. Please watch all our shows as seen on the screen. Imagine having your own shows, your own playlist, your own content, but we make it easier for you. TNC aims to transform the lives of our viewers through engaging and authentic original content. Our vision is to become a global 24/7 live stream channel that showcases Filipino talent, global influencers, cultural intelligence, and ingenuity. So please watch Business Brews and Beyond every Saturday, 8:30 live with my special guest. You can watch it live or the replays on Facebook and YouTube. Follow us in IG and listen to us in Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Just search for hashtag TNC Now. Also, if you want to have your online shows, just message us. And again, we would like to invite sponsors to email us. If you think that some of your products and services are aligned with our shows, please do email now at thetncchannel.com or send us a DM. Enjoy these life-changing shows because we made them all for you. So thank you for our sponsors. Thank you, sponsors, and those who are, continuously supporting all the shows in TNC. I know that they're giving valuable, insights for different types of industry. So TNC, thank you so much for doing this for our community. So going back, let's check out. Where am I? Okay, it's 77 days before Christmas. Can we do that later when I have Marge with me? Okay, so it's 77 days to go. Marge, let's do the thingy so that
Get
okay, where
ready.
are you?
Wait, I'm
Where
right here. All right.
77 days before Christmas, and yeah, we're still we're still inside our house. We're still
I
trying to
know.
keep it safe, but yeah, as long as we're all healthy and safe, yeah, it's better to um, not be part of the problem, right?
Yes.
If it cannot be the
Yes.
solution, let's not be part of the problem. Okay, going back to our very, very fun interview, I have a question here from one of our one of our viewers. Is it passion that drives you to pursue the business, or is it the business and its possibilities that fuel your passion? Is it passion first to pursue business,
Mhm.
or or is it the business that and the possibilities that fuels your passion?
Okay, can I be honest? Can I be
Yeah,
honest?
and be
There is
honest.
money. Okay, people forget. Okay, people forget business is the first thing, the first tool. What the business itself, what it is called profit, right? You have to profit something to put food on the table. And so you can't just go to business with a passion, because passion is the driving force. But in reality, the true businessman, the true business people, the passion doesn't put food on the table. When the business is failing, it's failing. Okay. And I think I like the word that you use, Ria, the possibility, because the possibility could mean so many things to so many different people, right? So for me, in the beginning, I want to be free of my normal day to day working for other people grind. So that's what drive me. That's not a real true passion, right? Because my real true passion is helping people. But it's through the process that I find ways to help people. And so if you're entering into a business, it has to be a calculated risk that you have profit in mind. May it be a big profit, like you're being greedy, for other people, that you're willing to step on other people's back? Or are you the type of people that it's going to say, I want to use this profit and I want to do this the right way? So, but at the end of the day, that was one of the things I've learned when I first entered business, because I always thought it was the passion. But my mentors told me, they said, you better be making money with that passion, right? So a business has to make a profit. And that's what people forget. It's simple. Then the passion will help you drive it forward, right? But it's not necessarily what would start you the business. Okay, the planning.
Wow. I hope, Rhea, you were able to get something out of the answer of Marge here, because for her it's very clear. Yeah, passion is important, but you also have to be sustainable. You have to have the profit in order for you to continue. All I remember creatives. That's the problem of creatives
Mhm.
and the artists, because it's always the passion that's driving. Most of them are being driven by passion, and some of them are feeling, oh, this is not going to fly or whatever, because we cannot maintain or sustain the business.
Yeah.
So it should have, like what you said, if you have something in mind to set up a business, you should also think of the calculated risk. you
Yes.
know it's not a good idea that you'd be spending your whole inheritance or the whole fortune, or you'll be borrowing so much money without having that mindset of being careful, or putting a structure on something that you plan to do, right?
Yeah.
It's very dangerous, but also having that passion, what you said, is the one that will help you uh, you
Yes.
know uh, to push for
On
more.
the hard, to push forward on hard
Yeah.
times. But it doesn't sustain, because passion, it's a hard to define a word, right? So uh 9 out of 10 designers doesn't make money. 9 out of 10. And so when I entered this business, I said, guess what? I'm not gonna be those nine. I want to be the
You'll be
one
that 1%.
that makes the money, right?
Yeah,
And so,
yeah.
because if not, it's for what? I'm taking time away from my kids.
Yes.
I'm taking time away from my husband, and I'm gonna just be passionate about it. Like that, that's not gonna work. And that's true. Business is a complicated. It's a
Thing. Yeah.
complicated thing that evolves as it goes. So be willing
Yeah.
to be open and evolve as it goes. So
Yeah,
good
it's
job,
something,
Ria.
something about having the business. And if your heart is into it, you will find, um when you say it's passion, you're willing to sacrifice.
Yeah.
You're willing to wake up in the morning. When they say that if you're an entrepreneur, you have your own time. Actually, you have 24/7 to think about when you're an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Because if you're an employee, you have like 9 to 5. But
Mhm.
for an entrepreneur, you have to be very passionate also, that even if you feel like sleeping already, but you need to finish this, check out something, you have to see it through. Those are the things that will help you. That
Yeah.
passion will help you stick to the idea, stick to the business, and
Yeah.
make sure that this thing works, right?
Yes, true.
Oh my God. I'm having so many good things from our conversation. But again, let me ask, what is this Balikbayan box all about? Can you give me a story about this? And who are the
Yes.
CE warriors? Can
Okay,
you
so I
say
have a
hi to your warriors?
Hi, Warriors. I know you guys are watching and are probably watching the replays. So I just wanted to explain to you how I started my YouTube channel around 2020. I actually was, you mentioned earlier, Girls Gone Global with Dear Aline,
Yeah,
right?
dear
Because that's
Aline.
how we were able to be connected. And so on 2020 March, in the beginning of the pandemic, it just literally started, and I actually flew to Bali to spend time with Aline for a week with other girls. So there's about 20 of us in there. As the world shut down, we don't know what it's doing, and then we're actually locked in a villa, and we're starting this influence kind of like type of retreat. And
Was that during pandemic already?
yes, and so I
Oh,
remember my husband calling me. It's like, you need to come home now. And he said, and then he said, if you didn't able to come back home, then maybe you could just go to the Philippines. The moment he said that, it was like Philippines said, "Oh, we're closing our borders." Like, oh no, where I'm going now? But we end up coming back, and then that's how the I said, well, they all said like, oh, just start a YouTube channel or a Facebook channel. And so I was like, okay. So I always have the Facebook channel for Carlet Edmonds, but I never really put any content. I'm like old school kind of way. But then I started putting things in there, some motivational things, and then that grew for I think it's been a year now. It grew to like 13,000, I think, and majority of them are Filipinos. And so I call them CE warriors. So I motivate them, and I said I don't sell stars, or I don't I just really want to give back. So that's how it started. And then I have the YouTube channel that started. I got really busy, so I got dropped down to like, but I start hiring people, hire smart people to do it for you. So I finally hire people to help me bring it back up. But during the story with that is during the pandemic, I wanted to give back. So then I wanted to build a community. I don't want it to just give it to the charity. So I decided to just give back, within my own little group. And if I just picked names in there. And so I decided, I'm really blessed because I'm still eating, but there's some kababayans out there that's not even eating, but I want them to give them hope. This is a cute picture.
I
Uh,
think that's one in Bali, right?
yes, that was in Bali
So
in the
that so
middle of
there's a
pandemic. Yeah,
pandemic during that time.
it was pandemic, but we didn't know it was full blown because it was just starting.
Okay.
It's not until I went home that I felt, oh man, this is serious.
Okay.
But yeah, it's starting to get crazy. We only hear rumors about it, but because we're like an island and there's really not a lot of things going on, and I thought it was just a normal, it's just a fluke. But then when I
Yeah.
come back home, it's just kind of crazy. So I decided to send balikbayan boxes. So it started with all the stuff that I don't use in my house, and then I grocery shop, and then I put it in box, and I find one of the CE, we call it CE warriors because it's Carlet Edmonds warriors, and I put it in a box, and we find the name, I like draw the name, and then I'll send it to the Philippines. And I did that. I think I sent 10 boxes during the pandemic. I was sending one or two a month.
Yeah, I was watching some of your YouTube videos. You were putting together all these things, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this family. You have someone who got the balikbayan. I think there's a cool story about driver. There's a
Oh, it's
story.
a dry. Okay, so
Yeah.
beside the Balikbayan box, I decided to help people build businesses, right? But it's so easy to just give your money. Like, here's $100, here you go, right? And it was like that $100 will be gone in a matter of like minutes. Like you go to the grocery store, it's gone. So I have like contest in the Facebook channel where I said, okay, give me an idea of what business you could start with $100. And if the community vote for you, the Carlet Edmonds Warrior community vote for you, you will then get $100 to start the business. So one of the there's so many good ideas that comes with that. And there's one girl who wants to just paint, so to paint. And so I said, I'm gonna use like that to start my own painting company. So painting business. So I'm gonna use the $100 for paint. And then the other one is chili oil. This is, I love chili oil, so I'm gonna start having my own chili oil business. And then the other one, the one that won, is a guy who works for a vulcanizing shop. And there's a, like, I guess, I don't know anything about vulcanizing, but apparently, like, if you have a nail, yung ano ba ang Tagalog nun?
Nabutas yung ano.
Nabutas yung gulong.
Gulong.
Nabutas yung gulong. Yung nabutas yung gulong. Di ba magagawa nila? Pero yung si Kuya, pumapasok lang siya sa ibang vulcanizing.
Yeah.
Sabi niya gano'n, yung $100, makaka-start ako ng konting materyales para magkaroon ako ng sariling vulcanizing shop sa tapat ng bahay ko. And I was like, you know what? I didn't pick the winners. The people picked the winners. And I said, just ask people to come in and just vote for your stuff. And so one of the winners is that. The other one is like a fried chicken thing. And then there's other good things in there. And so when he won, their whole family, because it's a live video, the whole family was like, there's 28 of them over there. And I announced they're all there, and they're so happy. And they give me like reason to like do this more, because I said, that's it. Like, we cannot give charity. Filipino people, please don't be hurt when I'm going to say this, okay? We are so big on charity, and that's one of our strengths. But at one point, we have to find ways to not just get from charity. Okay, we have to find ways to build. That's why this business and Brew and Beyond is here to help you, to guide you. This type of shows is very important to Filipinos, because we need to learn how to build businesses. We need to learn how to really make money for ourselves, right? So by doing that, it's a light bulb moment. It's like, Filipinos are the most hardworking people. If you just give them the tools and teach them how to do it, they can do it this better than anybody else. And I felt that moment I have given through the channel, through the grace of God, that I have given ways to provide without the charity.
Teach them how to fish.
Yeah, definitely. And so there's one girl that said, you know what? I'm the second. I think she's the second one that won, but she didn't win the money. But she said, I started the business. She said,
cool.
I started a business because based on the response on your site, I thought it has a way of succeeding. So I think it's the chili oil. And so they started that business. And
we need to connect with this girl so that we can promote the
we gotta find her.
Yeah. You gotta find her.
Yeah. And so I thought it was like the coolest thing. Like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. Like, people are actually doing what they love, based on, profit, right? Because that's survey, right? Survey. They know there's people that's liking it. It means the idea is good. And so you move on forward. So exciting. Just like,
Okay, that was cool. I really had a good time watching some of the videos that you've been preparing. Also, your live feeds because you're talking about toxic positivity. Is that every day you're doing the live or
I try
some?
to do it every day before I go to sleep. So if I felt like I need to say something, so because backwards, right? Like the time frame, right? I woke up at 5:30 in the morning just to see you here at 8:30 at night, which is such a cool experience. And so I decided to, like, I'm just gonna do that. It's free. And my husband would always come down here and he said, "What is she doing?" Like, and then she's like, "I leave her alone. But sometimes we just need to give them a little, I'm not the source of hope. I will never be a source of hope, but I would always be a tool, hopefully, that every one of us should always be some type of tool to bring some
Yeah.
hope to our community, whichever
Yes.
community we're in. And I think that was really cool that we're able to connect. They
Yeah.
miss, and then if I don't post for a while, they'll say, "Where are you? We missed you." So that gives me like more excitement to do it.
Somebody is looking forward to see you
Yeah,
and to make their day, right?
yeah, because we reach organically. Sometimes we'll reach 1,000 people
Wow, that's
organically.
so
I mean,
cool.
for 13,000 subscriber, that's nothing, right? If you think about social media algorithm world, but it
Yeah.
means there's really people out there that's willing to work on
Yeah.
their positivity, but not the toxic kind, the real one,
Yes.
the real positive.
Wow, wow. So many insights coming from a very, very kind-hearted, very creative, very successful Filipina out in on the other side of the globe. So
Yeah.
thank you, Marge, for gracing our show. I would also like to thank JG for connecting me to you
I know
because
JG, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
JG,
she's the one that
thank
connects
you.
us. Yeah.
Yeah, and I would also like to thank somebody from Connected Women Mandaluyong who said entrepreneurs are brave. That's Coach Jendi. I think she's watching. So
Oh,
hello,
yay.
Connected Women Mandaluyong. Thank you for watching. And yeah, if you didn't catch the full show, please watch the replays on Facebook and on YouTube. And Marge, please also share our interview so that other people can
Yes.
learn more about how you were able to pivot,
Yeah.
bounce back, flip, and do the things that you're doing right now. You
Yeah.
are so inspiring, and I'm truly blessed to have you on my
Oh,
season one.
thank you so much. It's really cool. So I just wanted to tell everybody that the clothing line is actually closing this year, but I have my own business, which is way better. I'm now flipping houses. What flipping
Yeah.
houses means is I buy old houses and I sell them. And so sometimes your business doesn't endure for forever, and then you move on to the next. But as you move on to the next, I encourage you to keep continuing doing that, because at the end we all see each other in the top. That's for
Wow, so that's so cool. Can you just for a very very short, like maybe how can you call it a dose or the right mix tip or a tip or a trick of a trade that you can
yeah.
tell someone who is listening? What is your advice? What is your advice for those people who are afraid to follow their passion or to seek for greatness? I think,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, the first thing you need to do, no, you don't need to do anything. But the first thing is do things afraid. It's so easy to say, but it's hard to do. Do things afraid. Start with what makes you afraid, like just simple things. Maybe you're afraid to jump on a higher ground. Like just try something, because as you do things afraid, you build confidence. And as you build confidence, confidence is not inborn, it is practice.
It's
So as the
developed.
more you do things over and over again, do things afraid, then you will go ahead. I'm naturally afraid type of person. Like, nung bata ako, lagi akong,
Takot.
natatakot ako. Natatakot
Paano
ako.
to? Paano to?
Yeah, takot ako magluto kasi matalsik ka ng ano. But as long as you do things you said, okay, this is not going to change. I'm still going to be afraid, but I'm going to do things while being afraid. And then next thing you know, I'm no longer afraid. I could do a lot more things. And so if you're afraid to do business, just do it. What else gonna happen, right? At the end, right? Nothing's gonna happen. It's either you fail or you move on forward. And my hopes is you move forward, because it
Yeah.
really is true. The one that takes the step takes it.
Yeah.
And
It will,
lastly,
because if you don't take the step, it will always be a no.
it's physics. It's physics. It's a law of nature. The object that moves keep continuing moving forward, and the object that stops is always going to be stopped,
Yeah.
right? So you have to put your foot all the way, because that's the way the destination can take you. If not, you're stuck somewhere, and you don't want to be stuck. Nobody
Or
wants to be stuck.
nobody wants to be stuck. Okay, thank you, Margie. Thank you very much, and thank you for the CE Warriors who's watching, Connected Women, taga Mandaluyong ka, FH Moms who's watching, and all the people who are inspired about our interview right now. Please share this interview and let others, especially the creatives who are afraid to, step up a bit, maybe. And Margie is very clear about her passion, but she's also very clear that we have to be sustainable. We
Yeah.
have to find ways, passion, purpose, plan equals profit.
Yes, that's true. That's
Yeah.
good. You should like put that in a t-shirt.
Okay. So thank you, Marge. Thank
Thank
you.
you guys so much for having me. It was so much fun.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. So that was a cool interview that we had with Margie, and I never thought that it's already almost an hour, but I think you got so many, insightful, value bombs, I call it, from our discussion for today. And for those who watched it, I hope you use some of the things that she was able to share. And I would like also to share my business. Please check out Brown Roots Creatives. We're making shirts. Especially now this Christmas, we're making designs, and we can also help you with your events and online events. Here in TNC, we have you can help you with your own shows, and the T-shirt business is helping you to produce your own statement shirts, or for your corporate giveaway. Send us a message or send us something if you want to be your own shirt shop, because we're doing the production house stuff, the nitty gritty. No need for big machines, no need for anything. We can help you with the branding, we can help you with the packaging and drop shipping. So yeah, that's it. That's one of my grind. And I really hope that we can all connect and hopefully collaborate, especially now. This is the time that we can be digital entrepreneurs, creative entrepreneurs who can, not just survive, but thrive. So this is me saying thank you very much for watching the second episode of Business Brews and Beyond on TNC. And remember, tiptoe if you must, just take that step. There's no better time to start your business but now. Thank you very much. This is Coach Celia for Business Brews and Beyond on TNC.